Probably the biggest talking point of the 2023 season so far has been how Aston Martin has gone from fighting at the back of the grid to fighting all the way at the top this year. The very good appointment of Fernando Alonso has allowed them to elevate the team even more, but the work done in the factory has been tremendous to say the least. Ever since the team became Aston Martin in 2021, they have always wanted to push for a championship as soon as possible. But with 2021 and 2022 being very poor, with them finishing P7 in both years, many thought that the goal of being in the fight would take a long time. However, we were all proven wrong when we arrived at pre-season testing earlier on this season, and their car just looked fast. And everyone knew that we had a serious competitor on our hands to fight the big teams. Even if Aston Martin is beaten by the big three in Red Bull, Ferrari and Mercedes this season and finishes P4, that is still a big improvement over the last couple of years. In the past 2 seasons, the team only took home 1 podium. And in the first 3 races this season, they were on the podium with Fernando Alonso every single time. However, as we know, Lawrence Stroll is the owner and he wants success with the amount of money that has been put into the team over the last few years, with the new factory being built as we speak. In today's video, we will be talking, of course, about how Lawrence Stroll may still not be happy with Aston Martin's performances this season, how Aston Martin could finish in P2, and finally, we will end up on how they actually been able to make this big step. Let's get right into it. Lawrence Stroll is a very polarizing character, to say the least. Some people think he is a very controlling character with the way he conducts himself, but he is a ruthless businessman who wants the best for the team. Everyone is impressed with what Aston Martin has been able to achieve over the winter break with no major regulation changes as we had at the beginning of the 2022 season. But the reason that they became Aston Martin once again in Formula 1 was to win races and challenge for titles. Podiums are good for sure, but this is not the main goal, as Stroll has said. Mike Crack, who is the team principal at Aston Martin, recently came out and said the following about Stroll. The mission is very clear. Lawrence Stroll has not been having any delay in telling us when we are going to win the next one. From this, we can gather that he is being very ambitious and is pushing for the team to do even better than they are doing right now. This can be seen in 2 lights. One can be in a negative standpoint, which may suggest that he expected more and is not even praising the team for the achievements that they have made so far. But it can be seen in a good light and be seen as a way to push for greatness and not just to get complacent and happy with what they have right now. It really depends on how you interpret what Crack said. Crack also did, however, say the following. Obviously, he is happy. We have made a step. This is not enough for his ambition. The good thing is with Lawrence, you know where you stand. He wants more, and we will have to deliver more. This really does point out that he is not happy in a way, as he wants more and more from the team. He is happy, however, with the step that they have made, but they want to make the next step to the front of the grid. It will be very tough for them to do, but what is for certain is that they are able to continue to build year after year. They will easily be in the fight sooner rather than later. Once they have their brand new state-of-the-art factory built, they will have all the facilities and personnel to build the best car. Overall, it is fair to say that Lawrence Stroll is not happy with Aston Martin. Well, no, but he wants them to win races, and he is just not settling for just podiums in every single race. He wants more. Do you think that Aston Martin will be able to win a race this season? Could they win a championship in the next few years? Let us know what you think in the comments below. On to our next topic, which is regarding if Aston Martin will be able to finish in P2 ahead of both Ferrari and Mercedes. We all know that the battle for P1 in the championship is over, with Red Bull having the best car by a long margin. But the battle for P2 is much more exciting, with it looking, as of right now, we have 3 contenders that may have similar pace in Mercedes, Ferrari and Aston Martin. And of course, we have many upgrades to come throughout the season. It is very hard to call at this moment in time, but if all of them can upgrade and get it right, we could have a fight that will go down to the very end of the season. Mercedes and Aston Martin are pretty much the same with Ferrari a bit, but Aston Martin does have a lot more wind tunnel time due to them finishing lower in the championship last year. This could be a deciding factor, but Mercedes are Mercedes, and they have as much experience in the sport but also have the knowledge of how to build a good car, as we have seen for so long. Aston Martin has not been in this position before, and they don't have as much experience as other teams around them, but the whole vibe and feeling around the team is more than positive. They need to try and keep this positive momentum going and make sure that the team do not get complacent, as Stroll hinted at, and they push towards getting that P2. The only problem for Aston Martin at this moment in time is that they do not have two world-class drivers like both Mercedes and Ferrari do. Alonso is one of the best drivers ever to do it and probably deserves more world championships than he has, and he has taken home all of the team's podiums so far this season. However, Lawrence Stroll is a decent driver, he just isn't on the level of the likes of the drivers around him with similar pace cars. He did take home P4 in Australia, which is a very good result and the best of the season, but will he be able to get up onto the podium like Alonso, or at least take home a lot of points? He has to be up there all the time to help the team take home the points necessary, because it will be impossible for the team to just rely on the results of Alonso to finish second in the championship. Furthermore, he is also accident prone, as we saw in Australia when he took Leclerc out on the start, lost positions on the final red flag restart, which didn't count. Ferrari looks quick when their car actually reaches the finish line, which has been very rare for sure. In Australia, taking home 0 points was damaging when Aston and Mercedes got a huge chunk of the points. The biggest positive that Aston Martin can take so far is that on some occasions, Alonso has been on the pace of the Red Bulls, and if they can develop well, they could easily take home a race win this year, which would be some achievement when you look at the past 2 years and put them into context. Overall, it has to be said that Aston Martin has a very good chance in finishing P2 in the Constructors' Championship, but they will have to perform very well every single weekend and have to make sure they are on top of the upgrades. They've never been in this position before, but it's something they have to take advantage of and try and finish as high as they can, and even finishing ahead of Ferrari or Mercedes would be a massive achievement. What do you think? Where will Aston Martin finish in the championship? Could they seal that P2, or will they just fall short once the season draws to a close? Guess we'll have to find out, but let us know what your predictions are in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching this video, and make sure you hit that like button and hit that subscribe button for more videos just like this one.